And if you're not doing it to the best of your abilities and everyone putting forth full effort, you know, you should move on to something else, which turns into the headline, Stephen Amell hints at Arrow cancellation. Stop it. I think that going forward in season 6, flashbacks in some way, shape, or form, and that sort of, that story within the story will always be a part of the show. But Oliver's journey in that 5 years that he was away, and the wig, thank God, after this year will be retired. Yeah. But I think that, yeah, clap for the wig, clap for the wig. No, but that's interesting. That's an idea that we're throwing around. I mean, maybe it's a flash forward. Maybe there are episodes with no flashbacks. I couldn't tell you. But after this year, and there will be an after this year, despite those headlines, there will be some type of change. Thank you. Go for it. My favorite episode to film? Well, this feels like cheating, but it's probably the pilot. Just because you never know how that's going to go. I mean, you really never know. You're putting something together on the fly. And after the pilot, and again, this is probably going to sound weird, it's the second episode. Because we had 17 days to shoot the pilot. And everyone wants the second episode to be just as good, except you have 8 days and 1/3 of the money. And so it changes. I've never been more tired than I was after the second episode, ever. I was exhausted. Nick can remember this from the first season. He would randomly see me on the weekend, and I'd come over to hang with the guys, and I'd get about halfway through a beer.
Like an empty shell of a human being. Just...
Yeah, so I think the first and the second episode, and then the 100th episode was way more gratifying than I thought it would be. I hadn't really considered it until we got to it, but when we did get to it, and all the people that we had come back, and some of the crew members that I knew were there from the jump and from the pilot, and the 100th episode party, that was probably my third favorite. Thanks, man.
Go for it.
Nick, I have 2 questions.
Any for me?
Yes. Okay, the first question. I'm struggling with the crossover. I love Arrow's grounded nature, although you stray away from that occasionally. But there are aliens on my freaking show. I'm not happy. Give me one good reason why people that feel like me should be excited about this crossover, because it feels as though Arrow's identity is being lost within the greater DCTV.
No, because well, 2 things. You know, one, we started it. So, you know, our universe and our benchmark is always the benchmark. Secondarily, in the actual crossover of Arrow, oh yeah, no, there are aliens. But you know what? It's a function of a larger story. And the aliens are much, much, much heavier in Flash and in Legends. And again, like, these are just the champagne problems that we have to deal with as a show that has helped foster 3 other shows. So, you know, if I had to choose, would I want the 100th episode to be part of the 4-night crossover? Actually, yeah, probably, because to me, it's indicative of what we've accomplished. What we've accomplished is not just getting to 100 episodes, it's being a part of a larger universe. So from that perspective, I'm happy that the crossover contains all that stuff. You seem so mad.
You didn't answer the question though. For fans that are actually watching for the 100 that
Yeah.
the aliens in the DCTV universe,
Yep.
fans of Arrow that have been here for 5 years, give us one thing that should be really excited about. Ooh, I love more of that.
So, I was just gonna say, Moira Queen, Robert Queen, Laurel Lance, Malcolm Merlin. A lot of people that we get to see. Razor the Maid. No, she's not in it. She's not. No, she's not. She's not. We get to see some characters that we haven't seen. We get to see some scenes, and we get to see some I mean, to me, there's a scene in the Queen Mansion in the 100th episode. That's a scene that, if it weren't for the fact that we involve these fantastical elements, like aliens in the crossover, this is a scene that I never would have got to play. This was a scene that was as cathartic for me, personally, as it was for Oliver on the screen.
Let's go to the next one. Sorry, we got a lot of people.
What? Just quick, it's fine, it's good.
Okay.
What's up?
Final question?
Yep.
I'm a pussy fan.
Yeah.
What the hell? I just have one question for you, okay?
Okay.
Oliver was about to marry Felicity, knowing that he was living a double life, and knowing full well that this would make her a step-parent. No one's asked her if she even wanted to have kids. He's never apologized. Fix this. What's going on? Please give us one, fix this for us. Give us one reason why we should not be walking up to the dog on WB and TPing it. I'm telling you. Give me something. You got the floor, sir.
But do I really? I would say that Oliver and Felicity don't lie to each other anymore. I think that's a step in the right direction.
Anymore, but is he going to apologize for trying to make her? Are we going to skip over and act like he wasn't going to marry her knowing that he had a kid out there? Am I going to get an apology?
I think that we.
I love this song.
I think that he's paying for that as it is, because they're not together, and he clearly would like to be together if all things were equal. So I think that he's being punished for that already.
So are we supposed to cheer on these people?
Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you, Netflix. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
What's your favorite hero? Either Casey Jones or Green Arrow?
You don't mind.
I mean, if they could be 1 and 1A, it would be Green Arrow and then Casey Jones, because I played Green Arrow first and I played it longer. But I like Casey Jones. Thanks, buddy.
Over to you.
Hi, Stephen.
Hey.
The Knock and Pour party last night was awesome.
Thank you.
The wine was delicious. Gave me some kick-ass dreams. I don't know if you've heard that before. So my question concerns Felicity. And I think the showrunners, the EPs, yourself, Emily, other cast members have spent like a long time cultivating this Felicity fan base. And now we're all very invested and we're very passionate. And Felicity is obviously not together right now. And I'm just wondering if you think it's fair and genuine to expect us, this really passionate fan base that the show has built, to root for Oliver and Felicity dating other people.
Sure. I mean, yeah.
And why?
Well, because it's a TV show, and here's the thing. I love fandom, and I love passionate fans, and I think that Arrow has awesome passionate fans. But here's the bottom line: you don't always get what you want. I mean, look, sitting here feeling unhappy about the state of their relationship, they're still functioning as a team, they're still serving a greater good. She could be dead. I mean, couldn't she? She could be dead. Oliver could be dead. The show could be off the air. There's a bunch of things. Arrow is so many things. And if you let it just become about one thing, then you forget about the bigger picture. Right? Does that make sense? So I would say that Oliver and Felicity's relationship, as it pertains to saving the city, has always been more important than their relationship as it pertains to just, you know, are they, aren't they? Are they canoodling? Are they not? So for me, them functioning as a team right now and being honest with one another is super important. And whatever happens with romance is whatever happens. Thank you.
Thanks. Guys, I'm really sorry, but this is going to be the last question.
Second last question. Second last question.
All right, let's lighten this up a bit. Yesterday,
That's good. I'm good.
John Barrowman told us that you discovered that his farts don't stink.
That's right.
And asked him to fart in your mouth and prove it.
That's true.
Do you have any fun backstage stories?
Well, I mean, I think that's it. I think that's it. I mean, look, so many fun backstage shows. I spend so much time with these people. You know, there are certain actors that if they forget a line, it just destroys me. Like, if David Ramsey forgets a line, I don't laugh. If Emily forgets a line, I don't laugh. If Katie Cassidy or Willow forget a line, I don't laugh. Paul Blackthorne forgets a line, I lose my mind. I don't know why, because it really bugs him. And so, we were talking about this last night on the way to dinner. The other night, or when we were filming Legends, we were working with 6 cameras and so many actors, and there were a bunch of different mechanical things that were going wrong. And because it wasn't my show, and because I wasn't responsible for all the terrible things that were happening, I literally started having a giggle fit. I was like, everything's going wrong! And it's not my responsibility! So, yeah, backstage stories, fun all the time. David and I just we joke about dairy. That's it. We joke about dairy.
Dairy.
So fun. Thanks, man. Last question from this little guy right here.
Hi, John.
Hey, buddy!
What's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Oh man, it's really tough to pick because they're all such good buddies of mine. But I mean, if I was ever in a jam, I'd probably go with Raphael. Raphael.
My favorite Ninja Turtle, Raphael.
Oh, and your favorite one's Raphael? Yeah, Raphael's good. He's got a bit of a temper, but sometimes that's important. Thanks, man. Thank you too. I didn't know it was gonna.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much. Let's give it up to Stephen and Val.